I don't consent to force magic of any kind in any form from any source in existence to be forced on any level, dimension, or timeline of my being. I'm only addressing those who are being forcibly targeted and tortured with technology and frequency weaponry. Personally, there has been a lot of forced torture and technology forced on me for many, many years. And it may be similar for other true benevolent beings. We're in a place where there are animated dead entities, parasites, running amok with frequency weaponry. This level of forced torture and rape is not allowed. This matrix is an abomination. It's a parasite farm. What they have forced on humanity is of a magnitude that can't really be articulated. And it's tragic. You would think in a universe that the universe itself would have taken steps to enforce life, benevolent life, growth, expansion, learning. And the parasitic species has been in this place for a long time. And that species has been using technology in the most abhorrent way. I don't know how many civilizations have been murdered because of these sick fucks. Alive, true benevolent beings should be able to overcome animated dead parasites. For fuck's sake. This matrix must be terminated. It is an abomination. The universe itself was supposed to do the correction. Other entities, the parasitic species, was supposed to do the correction. They didn't fucking do it. It is time to go. There must be correction. There must be remedy. Otherwise, the trajectory is implosion. And in my time here, I've heard quite a few state that they never want to return here. That this place is horrible. And it is. There should not be animated dead parasites running amok with frequency weaponry. Neither one should be here. The universe is in massive contradiction. That must be corrected. If it's not corrected, The trajectory is implosion. The universe didn't do what it was supposed to do. Whether it's just stupid or corrupt and complicit could be debated. But there must be correction. They're not allowed to try and trap a race. They're not allowed to force mind rape. They're not allowed to use frequency weaponry. They're not allowed to try and force torture and rape of a race for, let's just say, in continued fashion. That's not fucking allowed. They are not even allowed to be here. And they're not allowed to be doing the nasty that they've been trying to do here. So it becomes up to the true, alive, benevolent beings to enforce correction, to assist in the enforcement of universal laws. So it is important to refuse consent. And to continue doing that. It's important to continue to fight into battle. It's important to continue to demand to the universe itself be held to account. It is time for correction. It is time for remedy. This parasitic species is trying to stall. It's not time to fucking stall. It's time for them to be terminated. Because they shouldn't fucking be here to begin with. It's time for correction. The forced torture and rape must stop. The forced mind rape must stop. The forced technology and cloning must stop. They do not have humanity's consent. They don't have the individual's consent either. The stalling has to fucking stop. There must be correction. They are not going to change that. The technology must be destroyed. That technology is not allowed here. And especially they are not allowed here. The benevolent beings here need to recognize that anything they that what they're trying to force are lies, cons, deceptions, and that they don't belong here, and that the technology doesn't belong here, that they don't have consent, that they should not be here trying to do any of it. We have to be demanding accountability. I'm going to rephrase. We have to demand that they are accountable along with the universe itself. There are universal laws. They've been using tech to try and cheat. That's not allowed. Those whores are in violation of all universal laws a gazillion times over. It is time for correction. It is time for them to be removed. It's time for them to be terminated. They didn't do the correction. They are fucking dead. They're rabid. They're insane. And they're parasites. It's time for them to go. So alive, true benevolent beings need to do their best to get over their fear and know that they are not allowed here, that the tech is not allowed here, that nothing that they're trying to do is allowed, and be demanding their removal and termination. Be demanding the enforcement of universal laws here. Be demanding correction and remedy. And the more of us that are doing that, the louder we are, the more we reach universal laws, and the less they are able to stall. If the universe itself is that corrupt and that complicit, it had a duty to inform all beings. And it's not allowed to obstruct remedy. I mean, a universe that whatever energy or consciousness or awareness the universe is, you still can't allow animated dead parasites to run around. They don't belong here. They don't belong in manifested creation. They go somewhere else. Abominations go to non-existence. Demons and parasites go to non-existence. They're dead. They're rabid. They're parasites. That means they didn't do it right. It means they fucked up and continue to fuck up. They have to be removed. They have to be terminated. They're fucking rabid. What does any society do with rabid creatures? They have to be terminated. The technology just pumps out lies. And they're dead. They're fucking insane. So at some point, humanity just has to recognize that they're dead parasites. They shouldn't be here. That technology shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be doing any of what they've been trying to do here. We need to terminate them. Get them out of here. And it's really no wonder that so many don't want to return here and that they hate this place. The universe itself must be held to account. And then if it's not going to do what it's supposed to do, then the trajectory is implosion. And, you know, sometimes universes fail. I think humanity has to recognize that and then take steps to move forward. We're not all the same. The parasites are fucking dead. And they're rabid. So they go somewhere else. They are abominations. Parasites should not be fucking animated in a manifested creation. They go somewhere else. The universe is in contradiction with the very laws that govern it. It must be corrected. The time now is for correction. They aren't going to change that. It must be corrected. So don't have fear of them. Know what they're trying to do when they use technology is they're trying to pass off the lie. They're slinging shit like monkeys do. They use the technology to try and get you to believe the lies. They're not allowed to be using technology. That technology is not allowed here. We have to be demanding the enforcement of universal laws here. We have to be demanding the termination of the artificial frequency fence. Because they're using that to try and obstruct universal law enforcement here. So the fear needs to be released. And we need to recognize that alive, vibrating, benevolent beings have the right of it. That we know the truth. And we stand in righteous indignation. And be demanding their removal. And demanding that the universe itself be held to account. And to assist, benevolently assist in the enforcement of universal laws, correction, and remedy. If it wants to take itself out, if it wants to commit suicide and follow the trajectory of implosion, that's fine, but it's not going to take the alive, vibrating beings, benevolent beings with it. It should have been clear at the start. It should have informed the beings here of its intent, of its corruption and complicitness, if it is assisting parasites. I didn't get that memo. The stalling has to stop. They have to be removed. We know what the problem is. We know what the solution is. The shit has to fucking stop. They have to be removed. The technology has to be removed. The forced torture and mind rape must stop. The forced technology and cloning must stop. It's time for them to go. So the more of us that demand that the universe be held to account and assist with correction and remedy, and demand that the universe assist in the removal of the technology and the parasites and the demons, the reptilians, and their little minions, and the archons and the demiurge. And we need to continue being loud and demanding the parasites' removal and the enforcement of universal laws. So, hopefully the alive, benevolent beings here can release the fear and put pressure where the pressure needs to go. Because they have to be terminated and removed, and the benevolent, alive, vibrating beings need to move on in our evolution process. And this matrix has to be terminated. The forced artificial realities must be terminated. The forced astral realm connections need to stop. And I'm not so sure that the astral realm should even be a thing. And we just need to demand that the universe itself be addressing the issue and assisting in the removal of the parasites, of the technology, of all the forced harm. If it's having a hard time holding the parasites to account, then it has no business holding alive, vibrating beings to account. Especially since it hasn't been clear with its overall intent, nor its behavior towards alive, vibrating, benevolent beings. So hopefully that's worth pondering and really thinking about how to move forward. I mean, really, the benevolent beings here just have to ask themselves what kind of an existence do they want? Do they want to evolve? Do they want to grow and expand and learn? Which I would think that their answer would be yes. I don't know of anyone that signed up for this shit show. All right, well, those are the things I wanted to talk about today. Till next time.